Thanks for listening. Everyone that's listening to this, thanks. Um, I wanted to say one thing. I'm gonna be doing another comedy, like a little comedy. I'm be doing stand-up comedy again. I'm be doing it on TV now. So yeah, I'll post that video up. But I wanted to give this thing is like sometimes you write comedy, sometimes you write stand up. I've done stand up before. I wrote it, and it was pretty funny. It was like it was easy as well. It was easy, but I wanted to do something different this time. I wanted to just freestyle it, because you could just freestyle, like, let's say you freestyle lyrics or freestyle, music. You can literally do that for comedy too, because I feel like, you're at a certain point sometimes where you're speaking to someone and, you have a certain vibe going on. You have, like, I'm not sure how to explain it, biologically, like, what goes on in your body, but I know there's times where you're funny during the day, and we're funny. And so you're funny during that time. I kind of, you having fun with your friends and you're like telling jokes and, it's like anybody would laugh. So I wanted to kind of get that freestyle incorporated into some type of work and then, then make that be the whole thing that I'm performing, because I'm going to perform this on TV. So, but anyway, that was what I was going to do right now, right after I finish this podcast. So after they finish this podcast, I'm gonna go and do that. But anyway, everyone, thanks for listening. This is my show. This is my podcast. I do whatever the fuck I want to do right here. Just like how I do it everywhere else. I'm just kidding. But I wanted to say something. Because a lot of people are gonna listen to this shit and they're gonna be like, where's the other guy? I know, usually there's someone else right here doing this shit with me, or sometimes there's someone on the phone with me. I could have someone, but it's not always gonna work. Like, I'm not always gonna be able to have somebody right there to be talking about the same things that I want to talk about too. Because it gets kind of hard. Because, I'm more like of an idea type of person, So let's say I were to do, like, a podcast with one of my friends, one of my, let's say someone that you guys know, let's say I do it with someone, they're not going to be open to speak, or they're not even going to have enough knowledge about certain things, or they're not even going to be able to, like, have anything to offer to the whole, conversation and the whole thing. So yeah, currently just at the club. If there's something to blog about, I'll just blog it. There's been times where there's, I you take pictures of the people that are around there. The girls, obviously, they want you to take pictures of them because they look good, and you just tell them, hey, you want a picture for Instagram, and, it's on, you can do it. But typically I love going to the club. The club is a very, fun place to be. It's fun because you don't know what's going to happen there. It's fun because you know that what's going to happen there, but at the same time you don't. And that's when you get in that place where you're, having the most fun. And then it's also a club, which is like a party. So you're just in there doing stupid things, Because that's what a party is, literally. Just you go and do stupid things. And it's fun because you get drunk. So, 5.
Pass the phones over there.
Oh, I think so. The club is fun. So as you just heard, I went inside the club. Well, I went inside the parking lot. So you park, you go inside the club, and then you go inside the club, and then you pay to go inside the club as well. So it's you get charged like twice, but it doesn't matter. If you're there for to have fun, literally nothing's gonna happen to you. You're safe. You know. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to talk about what did I want to talk about? Um, well, I remember that in my old podcasts, one thing I would always say was there's a lot of things to talk about, and that was just because I just didn't. I was just so lazy to pick subjects. But I feel like now you need to pick subjects in your, make some notes. If you're gonna do a podcast, have a few topics that you're gonna talk about that you're gonna talk about beforehand. But right now it's just like I feel everything's just like I'm just freestyling everything. I'm at the club doing a podcast at the club parking lot, and so I feel good. Well, I'm gonna take a sip of this beer now because I don't want to be all boring and shit while everyone's out here drunk. But if you want to drink with me, you're more than welcome to drink with me. So this podcast is brought to you by absolutely nobody because I have no sponsors. So if you guys want to sponsor me, if you guys want to shout yourself out, you guys want to shout out, you give me like a few dollars, whatever, we can make anything work. But either way, thanks for listening to this, and thanks. So I got my beer right here now, and so I got my beer here now, and so I'm gonna start drinking it. But before I drink it, I'm gonna find another parking spot because I feel like I'm right in front of the. Right now I'm just right in front of where everyone is in line. Everyone's just here and just but I want to go to like kind of like a little like quiet spot where I can do my podcast and smoke my weed and then drink this can of beer, and then maybe I'll go inside the club because today's Thursday and the club isn't even like as packed or but anyway, this you technically you're good if you're here, if you're here you're good because you're safe. I mean, no one's gonna do anything to you here at the club. You're safe, especially if you're a girl. Nothing. One thing that did happen here though at the club was we're here, me and my boy, and we actually caught it on tape. We're gonna post it too, but you just couldn't hear anything. It was a fake police patrol guy, like a fake police with the suit and everything, except for the license plates, and he was just here, and I started calling him out, on him being a fake cop. I literally did, and so he was like, he had the computer and everything. It's like it's like the uniform, no badge, the car with no California government plates, it's like, what the hell? So I called him out, and what he said was, I asked him, where do you work? And he said, I work for LAPD. Why? And so I said, so where's your badge, or where's your government plates? What's up? What are you doing here? Are you a fake cop? And he froze, and then he started talking shit to me. He said, what, I don't know why you're even out here when you should be inside the club. The club's outside. The club's inside. Go inside. And I was like, yeah, whatever, get out of here, you're a loser, you're a fake cop. And he just like he got embarrassed and he left. But he was there literally the whole time, and the thing about it was that I wouldn't have called him out on shit, because I literally don't give a fuck. But the thing is that we were there and he pulled up on us. So he pulled up on us like if he was checking us, and we actually had left, because we're like, what, it's a fucking cop. But come to think of it, it's not a fucking police, it's a fake pretend cop. Like, what the hell? But anyway, it's just something small, that happened. So, okay, so let's say you're in the club, you wanna You wanna, well, you go to the club. What the fuck do you go to the club for? I mean, if you're a guy, you go to the club for what? Why the fuck are you at the club? You know. Um, ask yourself that question. I like to ask questions like that. You know, like a lot of people won't ask questions like this, and I just do. You know, because people just like to just do things without thinking. That's a large majority of people. I like to think about why the fuck I'm doing something and actually like I don't. I like to question myself. You know, question why the fuck I feel like doing something. You know, let's say I feel like fucking eating a piece of fucking cheese. Well, you know, there's a reason why. Or if I feel like going to the fucking club, there's a reason why. If I feel like, you know, I I'm fucking, you know, I'm depressed at work and I don't feel like I want to work there anymore, it must be for a reason. So, you know, that's why I question myself. You know, I question everything because everything has a reason. So for me, why do people go to the club? You can't ask that question, you know? It's like, why do people drive? Why do people go to the store? Why do people, you know, it's like you don't know why someone is there at all. Someone could just be there to watch, you know, one of these performers. Or someone could be there because they're just with their friend and, you know, they're with their friend going with them. Or sometimes girls want to get drunk. So they go and drink if they're legal age to drink. Uh, Guys as well, you know, we want to drink. Some guys want to dance with girls. Some guys want to look at the girls. Some guys want to talk to the girls. It's generally all, you know, being about, you know, interaction basically, and going to a place where, you know, stuff that's not normally allowed in, you know, in a, you're going to a party, you know, stuff you're doing, like I said, dumb fun things, you know. So that's what a party is. um yeah, you know, I come to the club and sometimes I ask myself, why the fuck am I here? And I don't know why. You know, I just don't know why. All I know is that I'm just here. And I came here and it's because why? I don't know. I can't, even if I ask myself why, I can't figure out why. So if I'm like, you know what, if am I here to talk to girls? Well, I literally don't I'm not like a conversation starter guy, you know. I'm not gonna go up to a girl and be like, hey, you know, about those shoes, you know, something, something. And it's like, I'm not that type of guy that, you know, I'm not, because it's boring to me. I like to talk to girls that they kind of want to have a conversation. They like to speak. They like to push the conversation. So I'm like, yes, this is fun. I would like to, but obviously not everyone is like that. You know, not every girl is like that. You know, so, or you know, every person, nobody, and not everyone is like that. It's only a certain type of people. And some people like, I know this girl that she just likes to communicate with just, you know, she just likes to communicate with nothing but like small words, you know, like yes, no, okay, yeah. And it's like, okay, that's not, you know, that's boring for me, you know. But for her, it's, you know, it's just what it is, and that's how it is for some people too. For me, I like to have deep conversations, go into things, detail, and probably, you know, figure something out. Just like how you have intellectual conversations with, like, let's say if you're an intellectual person, you talk to your intellectual friend, you guys come up with information together, and you guys, you know, it's like I like to. That's the type of conversation I like to have. But I understand that, you know, small talk is very important. It just shows how good of a how socialized you are, how good of a speaker you are, and you know, it shows some pretty good traits. Um, but I'm not with that. You know, I literally just do not care about that. You know. Um, so I don't come. That's for sure. I don't come to the club for that. Um, I used to come to the club. I remember because there's girls here and they rub their ass on you. You know, and they want to dance on you and stuff. So you know, they dance on you. I used to come for that because I was like, you know what, this is fun. But now it's just like, no, it's not fun for me. You know, and I don't go to a club and I don't expect to fuck. You know, to fuck or have sex with someone, or you know, I don't expect none of that. So so yeah. Um, So yeah, why do I come to the club then? Sorry for that little pause. It was just that, there's some weird people that come here, sometimes, and they're just out here, being weird. Anyway, I wanted to speak about, you know, events. I don't feel like there's enough events going on, you know? Like, you'll go to, like, LA, and there's, like, events everywhere, and there's, like, a club where people are, like, around here, it's, like, there's not a lot of that. And sometimes you get lonely, you want to have an event. You want to, like, speak to people. You want to socialize. You want to do something, but you can't. Why? Because there's nothing going on around here. I see on Instagram, right? You go to Instagram, you go to the stories, the feed, not the whole feed, but the stories on Explore, right? So you go to and search LA or search like North Hollywood or Hollywood or something like that. Like all these, you know, all these events come out. People are at different places, they're at different bars and they're like at different restaurants or there's actually more places to go over there. So like let's say you were to go on, like, try this right now, you go on Instagram and you check the stories. So this actually how you can find places to go if you're like someone that doesn't know where the fuck to go. Like you can actually use Instagram for this because you can see live right now what people are doing at other place, So let's say right now you want to see how good the club is right now at La Mirage here. So you put La Mirage on Instagram, you click it, you look at the story. You don't look at the feed, the old posts. You look at the story, what's happening right now. Let's say you were to go to LA and, you look for Los Angeles. You look for Los Angeles on Instagram, on places. You click it and you will have, like, people posting every single minute, every day, Like, there's always somebody posting about something. And so, yeah, that's how you can find, let's say you're at a place, like, let's say you're at LA, you barely got here. You flew in, you're on vacation here, whatever. You want to find places to go, but, Google, Apple Maps, a lot of that stuff, it shows recommendations, but only, like, a very small range of them. If you go on Instagram, you'll see what people are actually doing and where they're actually going today and what they have there, like. So Instagram is very useful for that, Well, I'm gonna continue on to work on the comedy, So I'm gonna drink this beer now, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast.